Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I am back with another new product launch review. As you guys can see, I have two different eye looks going on right now, and that's because today I'm going to be testing out the brand new Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette for you guys. This literally just launched, I believe, today on the day that I'm filming this. But by the time you see it, it probably will have launched like the day or two before. But this literally just came out, and this is a super stunning purple palette. Not only is this a purple palette, but you also have some neutral shades over here. So that is why I have two different eye looks going on right now. I wanted to do a purple eye and then a more neutral eye so you guys could see the versatility of this palette. So before we get into like the eyeshadow tutorial part where I try out the palette on the eyes, I do want to quickly give you guys some information on this palette, show you guys some close-ups and swatches. All right, so this palette retails for $49, which is the same price as the other Urban Decay Naked palettes. And honestly, this is probably the Naked palette that I am most excited about. First of all, the packaging of this is so beautiful. I cannot get over how pretty the packaging is. And then of course, I am so excited because this is a purple palette and I feel like purple is super in right now. The other Naked palette that I really love is the Naked Heat palette, but other than that, this is probably the palette that I was most excited for as far as Urban Decay Naked palettes go. So this palette does have 12 different shades in it. The shades in this palette range from light neutrals to deep purples. There isn't that many mattes in this palette. There are only like 3 or 4 mattes, and I say 3 or 4 because one of the shades is almost kind of like a satin shade. It's not a complete matte. And then the rest of the shades are like shimmery shades and duochrome shades. All right, so now that you guys have heard the details on this palette, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the eye tutorial part of this video where I'm gonna be trying out the palette. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my lids, and I'm gonna be using my P. Louise base. Of course, you guys know I love to use this base for whenever I do my eyeshadow because it is very opaque and it's kind of tacky, so it does make the eyeshadows really stick to your lids and pop. So I am going to do 2 different eye looks for today's video because I want to use both sides of the palette. So I want to use this kind of more warm neutral side, and then I also want to use the side with all of the purple shades. And there are not that many matte shades in this palette, so I think I might use some shimmery shades in the crease, which I've actually never done before. So I'm first going to do the purple eye. Since this is like a purple palette, I want to do the purple eye first. So I'm going to take the shade right here called Cyberpunk, and I'm just going to press this in my crease. Now I'm going to pick up the shade right here called Warning, which is a little bit more of a lighter purple, and it is on the more like pink toned side. And I'm going to take a small little blending brush. I'm really hoping this works out. And I'm just going to blend this slightly above the first shade. And now I'm going to take the shade Optimized right here, which is one of the few matte shades in the palette. And I'm going to take it on a little bit more of a fluffy, but still small blending brush. And I'm just going to blend this right above the second shade. This light purple is such a pretty shade. I should have put like powder underneath my eye because there is a lot of fallout, but that did actually wipe away really nicely. There's nothing left. So now I'm just going to quickly cut my crease. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade Warning again, and this time I'm going to be using it on the lid. So it's probably going to look more kind of like shimmery and metallic since I am going to be applying it with like a flat brush to the lid. I am going to keep this one just like on the inner part. And I'm going to take the shade Euphoric right here and apply this to the rest of my lid. This looks like it's kind of like a purple and blue duochrome. I feel like that shade needs to be applied with the finger. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely showing up much better with the finger. So now I'm going to do my lower lash line, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing that I did in my crease, but on my lower lash line. But I'm going to first start with the lightest shade, the shade Optimized right here, which is that light matte purple. And I'm just going to take it on like a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to blend this along my lower lash line. And now I'm going to add the other 2 shades, but closer to the lower lash line with a little bit smaller of a blending brush. All right, so now really quickly off camera, I'm going to apply some lashes and fill in this brow, and then I'll be back to do the other eye. All right, so this eye is now completed. I'm going to be using some of these kind of like neutral shades over here for the other eye. And I think for this eye, I want to do kind of like a halo eye. So I'm first going to go in with the shade Hacked right here, and I'm not sure if the shade's going to be dark enough for like what I want to do, but we're going to go ahead and just start with this shade. And I'm just going to kind of press this in to my inner corner with like a small kind of pencil brush. And then I'm also going to put it on my outer corner. And I am just going to like leave the center of my lid open since this is a halo eye. And there is quite a bit of fallout with this shade. There is a lot of fallout in the pan as well, like whenever I dip my brush into it. But this matte shade has really nice pigmentation, and I feel like it's going to blend out really easily. So next up, I'm going to take the shade Mind Slip, which is also a matte shade. And it's kind of like a peachy matte. And we're just going to kind of blend this all throughout the crease. With this one, I'm not going to worry about the center of the lid. I'm just going to kind of run it along like all of the edges. And now I'm going to take the shade right here called Trippin', and this is almost kind of like a nude shade, so I'm not sure how much this is going to really show up, but I am going to kind of use it to blend out the edges of the second shade that I put down. So now I'm going to add some concealer to the center of my lid. So I am dying to try the shade Lucid right here, which is a really pretty kind of like shimmery mint green shade. And this might be like a total mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to apply this one just to like the center of this halo eye. I feel like the shimmery shades do not do very well with the brush. They definitely apply better with the finger. That shade is so pretty. And now I'm going to take the shade Dazed right here, which is kind of like a shimmery gold, but it has like a bronze undertone to it. And I'm just going to apply this on kind of like the outer part of the halo eye. Ooh, yeah, that shade is so pretty. So I'm just going to kind of lightly blend the matte shade from the inner and outer corner and kind of just blend it on just so everything is nicely like blended together. And then I'm going to take that same shade called Hacked, which is what is on my inner and outer corner, and I'm just going to press this up against my lower lash line and kind of connect it over here to my outer corner. And then I'm going to take the shade Hand Slip right here, and I'm just going to take this on a little bit bigger of a brush, and I'm going to use it to blend out the edges of the lash shade. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fill in this brow, add some lashes, and I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. All right, you guys, so here are both eyes complete. I am really happy with how they both turned out. What I really love about this palette is that you can create a really fun purple eye, but then you also have like the neutrals in the palette, so you can create like a natural eye as well. Because you have the variety of different shades, you can create so many different looks with this palette. I cannot wait to create some more looks for you guys. I'll probably do like some pictorials on my Instagram with this palette. All of the shades that I tried in this palette performed really nicely on the eyes. The mattes have great pigmentation and they blended out really nicely. I do wish that there were more mattes in this palette though. I feel like that's what it's missing. I feel like they could have used more matte purple shades. We only have the one matte purple shade, but we do have all these other purples over here that I feel like maybe one or two more could have been matte, because I personally use way more mattes than I do shimmery shades. But other than that, I feel like overall this is a really nice palette. You have a really nice variety of different shades in here. I really love this mint green right here. I really like that they included that shade in this palette. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, I'm doing a couple different giveaways right now. I'll have them all linked in my description box below if you guys want to enter those. And of course, I will have this palette linked there as well if you guys want to check it out. And also, before you guys go, make sure you click the bell next to the subscribe button so you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.